Hey everybody, Justin Leeper here. Just died in Hades and coming back and thought, you know what? Maybe I will record a playthrough.
Your humble court musician, as I understand, Lord Hades, sir.
So we're actually just listening to this
myself,
dialogue and not, they're not talking to me. It's
well,
Orpheus and Hades, my father, talking to each other.
Stint within the depths of Tartarus, I'd like to ask again. Play us a song already. Or else next time I'll not be quite so charitable with your punishment.
Oh, that. I must apologize.
So she gives
again,
me
Lord
like
Hades, sir,
Edward
for I'm
Scissorhands
afraid that I've
vibes.
no
I don't
wish
know
to
about
sing
you.
as yet, in spite of your persuasiveness, even.
But there are
that,
dialogues that happen
is my final
between
word upon the
characters
subject
in
at
this hub
time.
world. They will also have discussions with
Is
you.
that so? Why then I'll go ahead
You
and wait.
and your father do not get
All the
along very
patience
well,
in the world.
and that's why you're trying to escape Hades and make your way to Olympus, where all the other gods who are like your uncles are. But Zagreus is never too busy to not pet Cerberus or talk to him. He's like Clifford the three-headed red big dog. But anyway, this is not a special run. This is just me deciding to play the game and record it and comment on it, just because I have a lot of friends who haven't played Hades, and maybe some of them are curious about it or even skeptical about it. But I'll go talk to my buddy Achilles here.
Exegriff. Never entirely believed it was real.
Between us, lad, I wish it wasn't. Was such a thing available to my enemies during my fight?
So Achilles was a powerful human warrior who died and ended up here in Hades, where everybody ends up when they die. But yeah, so Zagreus wants to get out. He doesn't get along with his dad, and there's also an ulterior motive besides trying to meet the gods of Olympus, which I won't spoil for you, not that it's too spoilery. But here's Nyx, who is a mother-type figure to us.
They approached me recently and offered me a boon of sorts.
Primordial chaos.
So this
Indeed,
Hades
I know
is
them
kind
well.
of, well, I guess
They
this
must
isn't
have taken
Hades. Hades
interest
is
in
my
your
dad.
quest.
But
I would
this
advise
area
you
is
beware
the
of
hub
the
world where you
offerings.
go when you
Don't
die.
know that chaos,
You can
or
do a
else the
couple things
trickster
here, of course, talk
is
to
not
people,
a
and
deceiver.
as you get further, it opens up more.
understand.
Literally, because the room behind me there, this was not open when I first started the game.
I'm sorry. I better get back to my cleaning.
Medusa is a quirky little character, just a Medusa head that does all the cleaning around here. And we're going to my bedroom, where there's a few things you can do. There's a mirror there, and a list that you can consult for kind of bonus missions. But this is the room before we go into the actual gameplay. And here we'll find our weapons, as well as our kind of good buddy there. But let's check out weapons here. So there's 6 weapons,
Care to accompany me?
and I'll pick the spear because it's cool. But also I just found a way to unlock these different aspects of the spear using blood as currency. Blood is what you get for beating the first boss with a weapon for the first time. So I haven't really actually looked at this at all until just now. I'm not really sure what the difference is. I don't use the spin attack a whole lot. 2 bloods is a lot of blood. I could just level up the spear normally, I guess.
My aspect of
And it's
Varatha grows in power.
possibly my favorite weapon, so yeah, we'll just do that.
Say, Skelly, don't suppose you'd care to tell me how the infamous twin-fisted Malphon came to be right here in this very courtyard, would you?
Nope, not any of my business, pal, which is to say I didn't see a thing. And even if I did, it isn't what I'm paid to do.
So Skelly's
Don't you have
here
someone
just
in your
for me
fancy
to
house
kill,
there paid to keep watch
just
over
to
stuff
try
like that?
new
That's
attacks.
them.
But he does give some good information. Sort of like
maybe
a
I will.
character in Sekiro, which I hate that game, but there's a character there who pretty much lives, such as it is, to be beat up by you. And so does Skelly. So you can try out your different attacks. And you can see when I do my dash move, it kind of makes a burn mark on the ground, which kind of confused me
Well,
at
time
first.
to go get killed again.
So this is about my 24th run, I think. And let's see, every run takes about 15 minutes, so that's, I don't know, about 6 hours or so. So here's a boon.
your feud against my crusty elder brother lately? Good? Big Hades, he's disagreeable with all of us, not just with you. So don't you take it personal and stick with me.
So this is how our family communicates with us and then gives us different boons. I always like to choose the dash because I dash a lot, and the dash can actually be used as a weapon. It's pretty nice. But this is a roguelike, and if you don't know what a roguelike is, they're kind of dungeon crawly games. In this case, randomly generated, and like some other ones, randomly generated levels. And when you die, you lose just about everything. Now, there are some things that you retain as far as the purpley soul currency and like this thing right here, which are used to put upgrades on the dungeons and on your house. But you pretty much lose everything. And now, unfortunately, something that I chose was allowing me to get health items out of pots, which is an optional thing, and that means I'm going to be destroying a lot of pots, so I'm sorry about that. But I've got a basic attack, I've got a special attack, which is when you see me throw my spear and then it comes back. I can dash actually across level geometry, which is pretty darn helpful, especially with characters, enemies that can't do that. And this right here ups my maximum life, so that's a pretty handy one. So some boons give you an option of what you want to take with them, and some just you don't really have a choice. But now I can choose between doors. Do I want the purple kind of soul currency, or do I want the item that I can use as a gift to give to non-player characters? I will choose this way, because I'm trying to amass those purple soul currency, which I don't remember what they are, what it's called. You can see these pressure plates on the ground. Those are traps. These would get some spikes to come out. And, you know, if I die, if I lose all my health, well, I do have an option to kind of come back from death once or twice, depending on what loadout I have. But you die and you're done. You go back to the beginning. And every single run you start from level 1 here and basically go as far as you can. And I've made it to the 3rd world, so I've beaten 2 bosses before dying. Only once. And we'll see how far I get here. I don't think I'm going to take you all the way through, because I don't want to show you too much. I am pretty spoiler sensitive, even if it's just like art assets or whatever. But it's fun to destroy parts of the environment. Sometimes you'll hear some interesting quips. There are a lot of voiceover in this game. So I'm going to take this one with the, I think that's a pomegranate, which will level up any of my boons already.
Looks clear.
Here's one of the few sanctuary-type places. So yeah, all I have is the title dash.
My senses.
But also this well here will restore all my health. Unfortunately, I pretty much have full health, so it's kind of a bummer that I got this when I was almost full. But see how I can use my dash to both go across the water and break pots. Okay, these guys are projectile-type enemies, and you can see they have yellow life bars. That means they have armor, so they're tougher than normal enemies. Which means they take a little extra. And it's not always very easy to refill your life. So this purple thing right here is kind of a well where I can use the coins that I've amassed to buy boons or maybe fill my life back up. And I'll gain 27 darkness. Darkness, that's what those purple things are called. Sure. So again, I have 2 different paths to go. One with a Zeus boon and one with the wine guy boon. I like the wine guy, even though I don't remember his name, unfortunately. I'm really bad with names. Okay, this is like a mini boss section right here. These guys throw like pot bombs at you, and they have quite a bit of armor to chip away first. So I really have to be careful to dash away from the bombs when they shoot them at me. When they die, they unleash a bomb as well. Those red things I'm shooting are little things I cast that kind of stick to enemies. Now he's toast right here. I can just hit him till he's dead, but I should watch out for that bomb.
That's what you get.
Oh
bag, looking like you got yourself a gift from old Poseidon there. He's quite the catch, but here, hope you saved some room for more.
So Dionysus is kind of like a Dean Martin type, which makes sense because he's the god of wine. What's the best there? Oh, that's nice. So encounters are what they call rooms. But attacks inflicting hangover is pretty nice too. It kind of makes your enemies drunk. So you see here, you really have to weigh them against your playstyle or what you're going to do.
That's good.
I want to make sure I've got big health, so I'll use that one. And the next room has a key in it. Keys are what allowed me to unlock the different weapon types, because I think you only start with 3 or 4. And also later on you can unlock certain static traits, like permanent buffs, by using keys to unlock those, and then using your, again, whatever that soul currency of darkness to level those up. So these guys are tough, but they're not very smart, so you can beat them through geometry. These guys chuck bombs that have area of effect on them. So really, right now, this stuff is easy because it's the first level. And I'm using a sort of leveled up spear. So again, roguelikes, kind of the roguelite I played the most was Binding of Isaac, which Binding of Isaac is a quirky game that is a little bit like the Dungeons of Zelda 1, but with a really surreal story. And this is almost like a classied up version of Binding of Isaac meets Diablo. You know, but Diablo, you would kind of go back to town and, you know, sell your weapons and buy new stuff and get things identified, and, you know, basically going back to the surface was a big deal. But here, you only go back to the surface when you die. So you don't get to take cool stuff with you. So in that way, it's kind of harder.
Power of Olympus.
Again, all I have to power up is my dash move, so that's a little bit unfortunate. And I'm hitting all these wells without needing. So that trope trial is kind of like a bonus objective that can give you a reward. Let's see what the shot has.
Something I can use?
Yeah, a lot of the things in the well are only good for limited encounters. So 6 encounters, 3 encounters up top there. But it's still worth it. 6 encounters is quite a bit, so I'll buy them both. I'm pretty sure you can't take gold with you when you die. I'm not positive of that, but it's better to spend it than to let it carry over. So I'm hitting a lot of these muscular, legless dudes. You can use those traps to hurt them as well, if you can kind of coax them onto it. As you see, they're at least smart enough not to go on the pressure panels themselves, but, you know, some weapons will push enemies away. These skulls are kind of annoying, kind of like the fiery skulls in Doom. They are kind of more pain in the butt than anything. And I only get some darkness there, so I'm really not... My loadout is not getting as good as I would hope. Now the 2 doorways I have there, neither of them are really great, because the one has 2 boons, but you have to pick one, and then the other kind of gets mad at you and sends a bunch of enemies your way.
I have to pick a side.
And I really have no choice.
No choice at all, correct?
But to choose Poseidon, because if he gets mad at me, his enemy encounter is really difficult. But yeah, that knocks foes. All these things knock foes away. That's really great. The cast knocking foes away. That sounds fun.
It's not that I'm upset or anything here, Zag. You know I'm not. But truthfully, I am a bit annoyed. A little bit. And so I got to send the message, man.
Is that kind of Dean Martin-y? It's very California-ish accent as well. But let's see. So you see there's some purple on the ground there. I wonder if that will make me drunk. Yeah, look at it. It hurt me walking into it. Okay, good to know. So I'll try and avoid that. But it definitely helps to be able to dash around and hurt people at the same time. And these guys cannot go dash over geometry like I can. But you see I used a bomb in the environment to hurt that guy. But still, my wife is down pretty good when I'm getting cornered. Yeah, that cast really works really well. but I only have 3 kind of arrow things to cast. Alright, he's gone.
I just can't stay mad about you, Zag. And to be honest, why, I wasn't that mad to begin with. I just thought I'd shake your branches up
What
a
a cool
bit.
guy. So I get 2 boons in here, but I had to survive that difficult bonus encounter. Yeah, again, Hangover is a really cool thing to have happen to enemies. But I'm 20 health down. That's a bit unfortunate. It's just fun to blow those up. Yeah, again, sorry, I ended up doing a run where I'm breaking all the pots. It kind of cuts into the momentum.
Coming through.
So these guys are definitely easier to deal with when you have a projectile weapon yourself, like the bow and arrow, which really changes the way you play. That's something very cool about this game, is that both there are a ton of different weapons that lend themselves to different play styles, and you're motivated to use them because you get the blood from beating the first boss with each different kind of weapon. I kind of like those pistol dudes. Right. But I'm wrecking shop with my dash and my throwing special, which now is inflicting,
Pardon me.
I think, that drunk ability on them. So we're moving along here in the first world. A pretty typical dungeon. Alright, this is the...
Charon's shop.
Charon is, he's like the guy, the boatman for the River Styx, but he also somehow sells stuff. Okay, well, we were able to find enough health that I don't need to buy that health, so that's good. It works out. But in the next room is the first level boss.
Which sister this time?
And these are the Sisters of Fate. There are, I think, 3 of them.
Oh, hello.
I have to
But
love
Meg
you,
here is the
Zagreus.
very first one that you
For all
fight.
we've been through, never once have I wanted you to meet my sisters.
She's got a whip.
Can't
And
imagine
they
why
all
not.
have one wing.
We had a lovely time getting to know each other. We laughed, we cried. My only regret was that you couldn't be there yourself.
You don't know what you're saying. There's a reason that they're not permitted in the house. Oh, come on. One of us is going back there now.
So she's pretty tough. She's got that big old health bar up top. And look, she hit me for 15 right there. So it's basically with her you want to be in and out. Yeah, I can charge in a little bit, but then I want to get out of dodge for a while. She'll start bringing in minions. But she's already down to 1/3 of her health. But she'll start... Okay, yeah, see, now she's shooting this stuff, which makes it kind of like a bullet hell shooter. If you have something that can kind of bat back, kind of reflect weapons, it's really nice to have against her. Or even there's a shield weapon that you can use, one of the main weapons, and you can just hold that and block every single one of those, which is very helpful. The first weapon I ever beat her with was the shield. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, I think I'm going to be dead pretty soon, but I have at least one kind of second chance. I should probably see happen pretty soon. Now, it doesn't fill my life all the way back up, only partially. Oop, and there it goes, Death Defied. I get 38 health. That's still going to be really rough because she's only got 1/3 left. And now she... Oops, that was done. Oops, that was done. Now you see these area of effect things that she's shooting, so I have to time my dash. But I can still... Unlike some of the other things she does, she is vulnerable when she's shooting those. And now I'm down to 5. Okay, well, this might be a very short run. You have to play it really careful here. Get rid of some of the... Okay. Oh no. This does not look good. I I basically get one more hit from her and I'm toast.
Beg me for mercy, fool.
Oof, good thing that missed me. Good thing that missed me. These projectile guys really are a bother. Ah, there she goes. I'm not sure what killed her from off screen, but she was vanquished. Alright, whew.
Got you that time, Meg.
And in Japanese, again, we call that giri giri. When something is very close, but we succeed. It's a cool... You know, the worlds are very cool. Of course, it's a very small view. I mean, Zagreus is such a small part on the screen, but the art style of this is really awesome. Especially for like a $20 game.
Let's hear it, Father.
So now it's...
So much for the
Hades is
fearsome
pretty mad
furies.
that we get this far. And we have these choices to... so these are the keepsakes, and these are what give me kind of special buffs. So this is the thing that let me break pots. I can change it to something else. And these come from giving gifts to other NPCs. Here's another well, I can buy stuff. And if I had 200 coins, I could buy another Death Defiance, which would be great, because I had to use one in that last boss battle. Here you see some gears. So this is like a transitioning room. Now we've got kind of a ghouls and ghostsy type over map. And the heat turned up.
Be there soon, Bonehacker.
Asphodel is the river of the Lake of Fire. There's some gold. Alright, full health. That's good, because this definitely turns up the difficulty level as well as the heat. Now, if I go in that lava, it hurts me a lot. And if I throw or hit enemies into there, it hurts them a lot. So you remember these guys throwing their bombs? He's now just like a normal enemy. He also throws a bomb when he dies. Okay, there's another one. So if I can get him into the lava too, he won't last very long. So see pretty natural progression with the difficulty leveling up. I have not absorbed any damage yet, so that's great.
Olympus calls.
And I see the fast guy.
You ever get the feeling life's moving all too quickly for you, boss? Well, Dionysus doesn't, as you're probably aware. There's quite a feast, though.
So there's just so many lines that they have. So he's talking about how Dionysus has already helped me. And Hermes deals in speed. So I can dash more times in a row, which would definitely help. Because again, that's lava. The carpet is lava. Okay, the hammer. The hammer is great. The hammer gives you specific boosts that the gods don't, and they're almost always awesome. The hammer is about the best thing you can use. You see, I ended up in the lava real quick, but I got out quick enough that I didn't absorb damage. That's great. Chuck these guys into it as well. Hacky hacky. So definitely have to chip off their armor. You know, like I said, I've beaten this boss before, but I think I'm just going to give you a taste of this level and call it quits. Because, A, I don't want this video to be too long, and B, I don't want to spoil this for you, because I really think Hades is a great game. I've been enjoying it a lot, and I think even if you're not into roguelikes or whatever, or hack and slashes, there's a lot to keep playing. There's a lot to love here. This game was on a lot of Game of the Year lists, and for good reason. And you compare kind of, you know, Naughty Dog's game, The Last of Us 2, won a lot more Game of the Years, but you could argue that it was kind of overbloated, and you know, the crunch aspect of development is not to be admired. Supergiant Games has a strict no crunch policy, so you know they're kind of doing things the right way. Alright, what do we got here? Attack strikes 3 times in a spread pattern. Whoa, it's like Contra spread gun. Yeah, I don't know how I can not say yes to that. Let's see what it looks like. Alright, cool.
With the spear.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to using that. But yeah, I'll call it quits here. So this has been Hades. Again, just a random run for me. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed giving it a look. Always thank you for your patronage on my YouTube channel, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.
Thanks for watching, and please like this video, and please subscribe, and have a lovely day.